Hello, today we are going to talk about French Revolution, which is one of the most important revolutions in the world history. Before 1789, France was a monarchy. The king has the power to control politics and all people. People were divided into three social classes called the three estates. The first estate was the clergy, which are people who work for the church. The second estate were the nobles. They have high position in the kingdom. And the third estate was everyone else, which was about 98% of the French population, and they are the only estate that needs to pay tax. In 1789, France was ruled by King Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette. At that time, France was experiencing a famine. The cost of base was increasing while the harvesting was poor. Some family has not enough money to eat while the noble live a luxury life. From this financial problem, King Louis XVI called a meeting of the Estates General on May 5, 1789. Estates General is the meeting of the representatives from each of the three estates. The issue is that each estate will get only one vote, which means that the third estate, which is 98% of French population, will get only one vote.
The third estate met separately and declared itself to be a national assembly. King Louis XVI ordered the solicitor. The meeting place to be closed. The third estate met on a local tennis court instead. Members of the National Assembly take an oath not to disband until a conclusion is established. On July 14, 1789, there were around 1,000 revolutionaries storming the Bastille in Paris. The Bastille was full of political prisoners, which was a symbol of oppression from the idea of general estate. In the morning, the revolutionary asked the military leader to hand them a gunpowder, but he refused. The revolutionary broke down into a courtyard and took a fight with a soldier in the Bastille. Some soldiers joined the side of revolutionary. In the end, the revolutionary took control of the Bastille. Around 100 of the revolutionaries and the military leader were killed in this fight.
On October 5, 1789, thousands of women in the marketplace marched to the place of Versailles, demanding a fair price of bread. After they arrived at the palace, some revolutionaries met the king, and the king gave them food from the king's store, but many people continued to protest. There was a fight between the revolutionaries and the soldiers. Many of the soldiers joined with the revolutionaries. The next day, the revolutionaries demanded the king and queen to return to Paris with them. The king and queen agreed. In September 1791, King Louis XVI formally ratified the Constitution of 1791 and swore an oath of allegiance to the new state. On August 10, 1792, the fall of monarchy, the National Guard and a mob of Parisians stormed the Tuileries in Paris, even if the royal family had already left the palace. The Swiss Guard tried to protect the palace, but many of them have died.
In December 1792, the Assembly has been replaced by the National Convention as the official government of France. The convention was divided into two sides, which are Jacobin and Girondin. The Jacobin was the King Louis XVI to be executed, but Girondin thought that the king had the right to a trial. On January 21, 1793, King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette were executed in the Place de la Révolution in Paris. After that, many people were guillotined for the reason that they were destructive to national security. We know this as the Reign of Terror. The Reign of Terror lasts from September 1793 to 1794.
On November 9, 1799, Napoleon led the coup d'etat and declared himself as a French emperor in 1804. This event marked the ending of the French Revolution.